Hello everyone. Today we are going to do public policy, objectives and institutions of policy making. Public policy making in India under its peculiar conditions following the termination of the British colonial rule had its definite basic objectives as dictated by the Constitution of India itself. See the preamble, the fundamental rights, the directive principles of state policies and the other provisions of the Constitution. In the context of these objectives, the policies have been framed and formulated. Some of these objectives, among others, include elimination of poverty, elimination of illiteracy, initiation of social justice measures, reduction of disparities in income and wealth, even distribution of economic power, assistance to be given to the weaker sections of society, resisting inflationary measures, utilization of all types of resources, both material and manpower, to the fullest possible, boosting industrial productivity, attaining self-sufficiency in basic needs of shelter, clothing and health for all, augmentation of agricultural production, self-reliance in economy and technology, developing the transport system, promoting policies for controlling the growth of population, seeking overall development. These objectives have to be sought so to attain the ultimate goals of self-reliance, economic growth, industrialization, modernization, and social justice. The institution of the government, such as the parliament and the state assemblies, the executive, such as the government machinery, both at the central level and the state level, and the judiciary, the Supreme Court and the high courts, play an important role in policy making and policy implementation, especially in the developing nations. The non-governmental agencies like the political parties, the pressure groups, the civil society organizations, the citizens also play a crucial role in policy making. The role of culture in the formulation of policies is no less important. Culture is expressed in norms, values, attitudes, beliefs, traditions, and customs which prevail in the society at a given point of time, and it cannot be set aside when the policymakers formulate policies. Likewise, ethics and values too cannot be ignored while policies are being formulated. No government can afford to ignore values such as individual freedom, order, justice, equality, and the like when policies are framed. All these have a bearing on the policy process. The role of mass media and social movements in helping the formulation of public policies by the government is indeed important, while the former highlight the issues relating to a policy and the latter generate momentum for its formulation. Public policy, major public policies, National Policy on Agriculture 2000. Agriculture is a tradition in India. It is a way of life. It is central to all strategies for planned socio-economic development of the country. The rapid growth of agriculture is essential not only for self-reliance at the national level, but also as an assurance for food security. The millions of our farmers and the farm workers are the backbone of our economy, who not only ensure us food for our billion people, they also provide raw material for our expanding industry. The national policy on agriculture seeks to actualize the vast untapped growth potential of Indian agriculture, strengthening the rural infrastructure to support faster agricultural development, promotion of value addition, accelerating the growth of agribusiness, creating employment in rural areas, securing a fair standard of living for the farmers and agricultural workers and their families, discouraging the migration of urban areas and facing the challenges arising out of economic liberalization and globalization are some of its tasks which over the next 2 decades it aims to attain. The salient features of the agricultural policy 2000 are over 5% annual growth rate aimed, greater private sector participation through contract farming, protection of farmers, National Agriculture Insurance Scheme to be launched, dismantling of restrictions on movements of agricultural commodities throughout the country, rational utilization of country's water resources for optimal use of irrigation potential, high priority to development of animal husbandry, poultry, dairy, and aquaculture, capital inflow and assured markets for crop production, exemption from payment of capital gains and tax on compulsory acquisition of agricultural land, minimize fluctuation in commodity prices, continuous monitoring of international prices, plant varieties to be protected through legislation, adequate and timely supply of quality inputs to farmers, high priority to rural electrification, and setting up of agro-processing units and creation of farming employment in rural areas. For promoting the above policy, the institutional reforms sought to incorporate would include consolidation of holdings all over the country on the pattern of northwestern states, redistribution of sealing surplus lands and wastelands among the landless farmers, unemployed youth with initial startup capital, tenancy reforms to recognize the rights of the tenants and sharecroppers, development of lease markets for increasing the size of holdings by making legal provision for giving private lands on lease for cultivation and agribusiness, updating and improvement of land records, computerization and issue of land passbooks to the farmers, and recognition of women's rights in land.